This is the Nintendo Switch online service, and this is the Miyoo Mini Plus.
And this is American Idol.
And I'm putting them under the ultimate stress test to answer the question, who is the real king of retro emulation? Both of these machines are super portable, fun to use, but they differ very greatly. And I'm going to dive into which machine serves you better at playing older titles. I also chose the Miyoo Mini Plus because although there are more powerful hardware out there, you're not really going to get a bigger bang for your buck than the Miyoo Mini Plus. There's also the Anbernic RG3 5XX, which also would fit here as well, but I don't own one of those yet. So here we go. For now, I'm having these two duke it out for dominance based on the following criteria. Round 1, use cases. The practical use situations in life of a busy gamer. Round 2 is going to come down to user friendliness. How easy is it to pick up and play your favorite games? And number 3 is limitations. Despite them being great machines, neither of them are really that perfect. Which one of these has the most competitive advantage? For both of these consoles, we will be talking about how they play games within the first few gens of console gaming, including the NES, SNES, Genesis, and N64. Sounds unfair, I know, for the Miyoo Mini Plus since it can't even handle N64, so why is that even a factor? Without further ado, let's get this fight kicked off and... Where do busy gamers play most of their games? In bed before sleep, on the toilet, on the work toilet, on lunch break, on the couch with their partner after the kids have gone to bed, on the commute if you live in the city. If I missed any of these, let me know in the comments below. Most of these places are 50-50 with what you use. With the Switch, it's easy to pop out and play undocked using two hands. If you're out and about, you might be carrying this in your backpack like on those rooftop parties that were in the original promos for the Switch. If you're using the Miyoo Mini Plus, it's easy to just turn on and go, especially if you're playing an RPG. It's definitely easy to one hand and have the other hand around your partner while you're watching TV or something. But each of these really aren't enough to make a deal breaker either way, except for one area, the work toilet. You could just pop off the Joy-Cons and put those in one pocket and then put the Switch unit in another, and there you go, you're off to the races. Mind you, you're doing this for 5 minutes only, do not get fired for gaming on company time. But it is a lot easier to slide your Miyoo Mini Plus right into your pocket, and really no one is the wiser. If you're carrying the Switch on either side of your sides of your pocket, you're probably going to look bulky as you're going down to the bathroom, and it's just awkward. So by a slim margin, round 1 is going to the Miyoo Mini Plus. User friendliness can be a deal breaker for many people. For example, many people do not want to even come home to game on a PC, although it is objectively a more powerful experience. The issue is people in IT or people in desk jobs spend all day working on PCs, and at the end of the day, it's really mentally exhausting, and sometimes they just want to come home, turn on a console, shoot some aliens, and just knock out. The Miyoo Mini Plus is a machine you can just take right out of the box and play. I talk about it more in this video right over here. This is because the device is preloaded with thousands of games, but not all those games actually work. A lot of those games will work, but a lot of them you'll run into also just don't. Because there are so many, you either need to search or scroll for half a minute before you even get to your game. It's easier and better to just use your own ROMs and use your own SD card, and that unfortunately does require some finagling. With Nintendo Switch Online, really all you need to do is launch the app, select the game, and play. And most games run great on it, I mean, except for Ocarina of Time for some reason. Both of these machines do have save states. I will say that the Miyoo Mini Plus has 10 save states and the Nintendo Switch Online only has 5, but the key feature that really gives the upper hand to the Nintendo Switch Online is the rewind feature. If you missed a jump playing Donkey Kong or Mario, and you really don't feel like going back to the beginning of the level and restarting the whole thing entirely, the Nintendo Switch Online has you covered, and all you need to do is back up a few frames and try again. This can easily make the game a lot less difficult for anybody who plays it, but if you're pressed for time like busy gamers are at the end of the day, the value of being able to go back a few frames and just kind of retry it again without getting too frustrated is actually a lot more important of a feature. So in this round, we're going to give the victory to Nintendo Switch Online. There's a lot to like about Nintendo Switch Online. You've got an existing library of a lot of great games, including Fire Emblem, Sonic, Mario, Majora's Mask. The system handling is excellent as well, too. You have NES, SNES, Genesis, N64, you have instant load times, you can play all these games on your TV, as well as in portable mode. And then there's a lot to like about Miyoo Mini Plus. You have the ability to play games that you already own in an extremely portable device. It's got a crisp, clear screen, and it also has the ability to play NES, SNES, Genesis, and this one has PS1 titles. But to factor the final round of this fight, we need to look at each of these systems' shortcomings. First, the Miyoo Mini Plus. If you play right out of the box, don't expect all these games to function well. If you put your own ROMs on, because, there's nothing illegal about any of these ROMs whatsoever, Miyoo Mini Plus can play PS1 games on down, but you may find yourself leaning more into the RPGs that you can play one-handed that doesn't require a ton of quick actions for long periods of time. Miyoo Mini Plus can play PS1 games and on down, but you may find yourself leaning more heavily into RPGs that you can play one-handed, and it also doesn't require a ton of quick actions and quick decisions like you would with, say, a Metroid game. There's nothing wrong with playing a Metroid game on this, or anything action-oriented, really, but you may not find yourself motivated to play for more than 30 minutes at a time. For the Nintendo Switch, you can probably forgive Nintendo Switch Online for not being able to play Chrono Trigger because maybe licensing or maybe Nintendo wants to monetize it in other ways. Do you want to play Mario RPG? Well, you're not playing the SNES version, you're playing the $60 version that Nintendo Switch has with updated graphics. What you might not be able to forgive is Nintendo completely removing the consumer power purchasing individual games and holding back on releasing the games until whenever the heck they feel like it, and you're gonna like it. They had a decent start when it was NES only. Every month we got new games, and then it slowed down to... Then it slowed once they introduced the NES. It was more of once every other month or once a quarter. And then it slowed even further with the N64. GBA, they definitely have a lot of good lineups with this. They finally released Golden Sun, but it was a complete shot in the dark when they're going to announce when they're releasing new GBA games. I mean, we still don't have Pokemon on this thing because, they're not making money on the Nintendo Switch Online service. Although Nintendo Switch Online can handle N64 just fine, you are really only going to get a good experience with this if you buy their wireless controller that's either scalped or out of stock. If Nintendo were to allow you to map the buttons for either the Pro Controller or the Joy-Cons in portable mode, that would be fine. But overall, it's not a comfortable experience with the way they have things right now, not allowing you to button map anything. And that means people are looking for alternatives like original hardware or emulation or other PC devices. So therefore, this round goes to
Mario wins!
the Miyoo Mini Plus. And there you have it, folks. The Miyoo Mini Plus is the king of retro emulation. What would you have given the crown to? Miyoo Mini Plus, NSO, another thing entirely? Let me know in the comment section below. There's something truly magical about video games lately, and if you want to catch some magic, you can check out my review for Hogwarts Legacy that I finally have time to play, and maybe you should too. Until next time, keep gaming.